Okay, replacing rear wheel bearing, 2006 Honda Pilot, 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, Preston bearing. So, I finally got the spindle nut off. As you can see, I had to cut it. So I need to replace the spindle nut. But if you'll see what I used the bar, extension broken, 3/4 inch bar bent. Let's see, half-inch. This is my second half-inch breaker bar broken. Nothing would get it off. So I came up with the great idea to use a cutting disc on a grinder, cut it off, just replace the nut to get to the bearing. Remove the rotor, caliper, parking brake assembly is the only thing that's left. Seems like you gotta take off the spindle nut for the drive shaft, and I'm gonna remove that upper stabilizer and these 4 bolts here, this one right here, and let's see, that nut for the shock absorber, and this final one here to remove the spindle, all the while leaving the parking brake on. And we'll see what it looks like. Alright, instead of removing the wheel sensor at the knuckle, I'm just removing the wiring. Follow along the knuckle, the wires there. There's one bolt here, 10mm. Another bolt there, 10mm. Another bolt there, 10mm. Then on top, 10mm, that one's a little busted. And that orange connector there is the connection to the speed sensor. So this is what it looks like after you got the knuckle off. Drive shaft's back there, hung up, shock absorber's off, caliper's hanging there, outer hub came off with a slide hammer. You just get that race off later. Let's see. That's the race, inner race. And we just gotta get the snap retaining ring off. And you slide the bearing out. Preston bearing. Fun. Hey guys, this is what I'm using. OTC Hub Tamer Elite. Picked this up for about probably 200 bucks. You could probably get cheaper ones at Harbor Freight. This is what she looks like. And that's what the snap ring looks like when it's out. And it comes out away from the vehicle. There's the parking brake assembly all on there. Alright, so we got the bearing out. That's the bearing. That's the hub. Comes out this way. You're looking at the car this way. Again, these are the tools. Here's the actual hub right here with the inner race out. I use this to take the inner race off. Now, just gotta get the bearing out of the freezer, warm this up, grease it up, and press it back in. Alright, so this is the setup on how to put the bearing back in. Plate here, holding it from moving. The nut on this side, screwing into the long screw, pressing the bearing back in there. Impact gun, because it's a tough bearing. Breaker bar holding it from moving. You can see all the other parts are gone. shock absorber, brake lines off the knuckle. The only thing that's attached to the knuckle is the e-brake cable. That's the only thing that's preventing you from completely disassembling this. I kept it on because it'd be easier to just keep on and do it like this. Alright, this is where the hub is about to be pressed in. That's long rod that sandwiches it. That's going to sandwich that in a second. And we'll see how it goes on.